And he's like, I'm going to snag this up before she realizes that I haven't necessarily talked to anything but my fish tank in like 4 years. And then she's like down for it too because, twin flames.
I forgot about that.
And you don't play with the Ouija board and get mad. Go say hi. You did this.
That should be a criteria for me for a date. I was like, large bill, check. Nice place to eat, check.
Bar flowers? Oh, what subject? Stacey, is there a question here exactly? Or is she just on here making sure that people know about her whereabouts? Is this guy's a psycho? What is the question?
This is episode 7. 7. How was your drive over here?
Awful.
It was only, 35 minutes?
Yeah, but it was enough time to just completely royally piss me off. So
destroyed your entire day or what?
I try. Okay, here's the deal. Remember like when we were kids and we would drive and we drove like...
Yes.
Okay. So I get it. I totally get it. But when you got like a 40-year-old dude riding some broke down Subaru, like you need hood barely hanging on, bumper flapping in the wind. There's no need for you to be so far up my ass that I could use your fucking cup holders. It's not a thing. And then here's the deal. Like, when you watch the news and all of a sudden you're like, no, what are those those murder things like Snapped where all of a sudden she seems so put together, but then all of a sudden
you've referenced this before
because I get it now. I totally get it because I'm driving and I'm thinking to myself, this guy is so far up. He doesn't know who I am, right? What I'll do,
sure.
Because like I could be on my last fucking leg, and I'm gonna just slam on my brakes and just put that guy right under my fucking trunk. He doesn't know that.
Do you think it's just he's just in his own world and just oblivious, or he really doesn't?
Well, let me wake him fuck up.
Oh, you're a karma type of person?
I think karma takes long.
Yeah.
No, I got no time for that. I got to do.
Instant karma.
Yeah.
So you would slam on your brakes?
Well, no, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Because that's illegal. So I didn't.
It's apparently illegal in this country.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. When you start to realize that you're not committing crimes, not because they're crimes, but you're not committing crimes because it's only going to make more work for you, sure. You've reached just a level of psychotic, but I'm okay living in that area. Because if you want to really push me to that point, like you see these videos of these women that get mad and they're like beating on the hood of somebody's car and all of a sudden the guy's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No broad is getting out of her car just to beat on fucking hood like King Kong. You did something. You fucking did something. Why are you rubbing your face? It's not true.
Because you kind of have Hannibal Lecter like psychology right now.
How so? Because I don't think I've ever really seen or absorbed the movie. I know a lot about.
You're just very intelligent with it and very calculated with the way you talk about crimes and like murdering people. You know what I mean?
Why would you put that on something that's going to be...
No, but I think all women are to a degree.
That's fair.
And
sadly scary.
Especially when something of theirs of value is taken or damaged, right? Mm. Whether it's a person or a thing. I saw a great one that actually just popped into my mind the other day. That was on live high-speed chase. High-speed chase got stopped because this person ran into a mom's minivan.
Yeah, and the
mom
gets out and beat his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not even about the fact that she hit the car. Because, like, I give two hit the car, really, honestly. It's just that was the 6th series of an event that pissed me off that day.
You over the edge.
And that really just teetered it.
Yeah.
Totally did. Straw broke camel's back. And now I'm going to beat the life out of you because that's all I can think about doing. And I won't be able to sleep tonight until that happens because I'll just keep...
What if this guy was trying to get your attention and say that your taillight was out?
he made zero signifying effort that were the case. Because I have done that before, like where there was a guy who was pulling a trailer, and like the ones that there's like the ball hitch where you have that chain and you put the lights on the back.
Yeah.
Well, he must have reversed it because his right blinker was going off, but his
turning,
left,
yeah.
you know what I mean, on the trailer left.
Sure.
So I was behind and realized this. We were on side streets, we weren't on the freeway. And at a point where he got into a stop sign, I flicked my lights and then waved my hand. And then I saw him rolling down his window. So I pulled over and I said, hey, I think you reversed your lights because on your car, your right blinker was going off, but the trailer left blinker was going off. Oh, thanks. No, this isn't what this Machine Gun Kelly wannabe asshole was doing in his broke down Subaru. No, that's not what this guy was doing. This guy was riding my ass because he was going to be late for his shift at the AM PM. I don't know. But all I know is I'm driving out here thinking, this is a windy ass road. You've got zero. You could give two shits about the safety of everybody because you're a selfish prick. Because you're not driving to Nacimiento because somebody died because the hospital's the fucking way. I don't know. I shouldn't speculate. But the reality is it's like this. And I have this conversation with people. Actually, this is a really good question. If you're in a relationship or actually, I shouldn't say relationship. People are like, domestic violence. If you're at a bar and somebody hits you and you hit them back and then they say to you, oh, you put your hands on me. That just brings that level of intelligence for that person just down to the floor. Because if I'm going to go hit, I'm 5'2", 5'3" on a good day. If I hit somebody, I don't care what size they are. If I felt compelled to get physical, I assume it's going to get physical back.
Sure.
I don't pull this whole, I'm a girl, you can't touch me. I fucking hate that theory. No, if I'm going to swing and hit you, I expect you're going to swing and hit me back. So I'm just going to either have to be more lethal in my first attack or quicker.
Yeah.
Those are my options, especially if you're a big but if that is the risk that I'm going to take, that's the risk I'm going to take.
Sure.
So when I'm on the road and you're going to ride my ass, the risk you're taking is you don't know how psychotic I am. So when I take us both to the side of the road to teach you how psychotic I am, I wish that held up in court a little.
Wow.
What?
Like the guy was pushing their lawyers and be like, well, I was kind of riding for about 5 miles. Just kind of pushing her a little bit too far.
Like, yeah, why does that not matter? Why is that? If somebody could split a personality because of trauma and then it's, not murder but manslaughter, why can it not be that if you push me far enough, like I give like the little brake tap, that's your warning. If I'm not going to be the path that gets in the next lane to let you go when I'm already doing the speed limit, then
I guess what would be your answer on why you didn't switch lanes then?
There was a lot of cars. And I'm already going the speed limit. And maybe then some, but I'm not going to admit to that. And so what?
I don't know. I mean...
Why didn't he go around?
Why didn't he go around?
I don't know.
But the end result is...
I can tell you why I
there's an
think
accident,
he did.
And now you guys are in a physical altercation.
I'm here. That didn't happen.
Oh, well, yeah. But your thought process was, if this continues a little longer...
Murder, yeah.
Something bad is going to happen, and I'm going to instigate it.
Whoa.
At that point,
why am I the instigator?
At that point, you would instigate probably a 2-car pileup, maybe more, because this guy was riding and pushed you too far.
Yeah, but see, why is that my responsibility?
You could have easily pulled over and just let this pass you. It's not your responsibility.
Remember how I told you how karma's too slow for me these days?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's just too slow for me these days. So
I'm just trying to be I guess I'm trying to act as your defense lawyer and trying to... I'm asking you these questions.
Very difficult job.
I'm trying to ask you these questions so that I know what to say.
Oh, it's practice.
To try to get around heinous crime you're going to commit.
You know what? Here's my thought. Here's been my thought. And I don't know if it's like after you have a kid. I mean, I would say that's where it bloomed for me. But...
Do you have your baby on board sticker?
No. Should I?
I think you should. It might help deter from doing like that. You know what I mean? You might have less problems.
On these roads, I want a bumper sticker that says you should have left earlier.
Yeah.
Since having the baby, there's this thought process that has bloomed with me where I just don't feel like karma comes fast enough. Okay, think about this theory, okay? When you're a kid, you're playing on the couch. Mom says to you, don't do that. You're going to fall off the couch. You're going to get hurt.
Sure.
You don't ignore her because you think you know everything. You face plant off the couch. You're like, "Ow, that hurts." So guess what? You don't do that anymore.
I see.
Right? Okay. So, but now as we've gotten older and we have all these laws and rules and these little asshole kids that have now become asshole adults that have had zero like real, I don't know, parenting or life guidance.
Sure.
Now they're making adult decisions and it is rippling out and affecting everybody else. Well, guess what? I think somebody needs to be there to explain and show that your ripple doesn't go unnoticed.
You could do that on the podcast by explaining this to everyone.
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
There you go.
So now you don't have to
commit crimes.
Commit crimes. There you go.
I mean, I haven't thus, and most likely will not.
I hope you don't, because it can go back pretty far in these episodes. So far, between episode 1 and up to
You've
7.
committed so many murders in your mind.
You have insinuated a couple times.
But tell me I'm wrong. There are these people
I think
in
you're
the
right.
world.
I think a lot of people that, are entitled because something hasn't happened to them.
Right.
Because like for instance, like you get in someone's face and you hit them and they hit you back and they knock you out. It's like, oh,
don't want to do that again. Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there probably isn't a whole lot of that going on. Enough.
No, because like I said in one of the previous episodes, we have built a society that protects the people who would have been flushed out with Darwinism. I don't know how to explain. I don't know how else to explain it.
I love this Darwinism kick that you always try to bring up every time we
Tell me I'm wrong, though.
Survival
of the fittest.
Survival of the fittest sounds good to me.
And this guy wasn't going to survive. I mean,
all right.
Bring on the purge. I don't know.
It's actually a pretty decent segue into
the next question.
some young individuals that maybe don't know the consequences of their actions yet.
So, would you say that it's how do we put this? I think there might be some people in dire need of our assistance. How do we say that?
I don't know. Maybe we could like start like phrasing this to be like
into the buttons.
Yeah, like we're gonna help you not be assholes. I don't know. Let's kick them on right now. So don't ask me.
We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna jump into the first question.
I'm gonna write it in now.
Can't write stuff like that because then you get the wrong impression about each other. And she'd go off on a rampage, poison my food, or something crazy.
Buy a dog.
That is
taste tester dog.
Taste tester dog. You don't give a about those dogs, do you?
I am not an animal person.
Oh God! All right, we're
That's
back.
literally what they were for.
We're back, everybody. We're gonna jump into our first relationship question. What we do here is we try to read off some questions from online, and we try to give some advice out there for the people.
Help the people
if they need it.
Oh, they need it.
These people definitely need it.
What do you think? What do you got for us?
Okay, so the scenario is these people are around 22, early 20s, right?
Should be good.
Always.
Male and a female. The male is the one asking the question. They have been together for a month. New relationship. They met on the all famous Tinder.
Yeah. Woo woo!
And what are they sponsoring us?
I like to
should get a Tinder sponsorship.
I like to call this one Tinder first date regret.
Okay.
Okay, this should be good.
But it's not what you think. Okay. It's not the normal Tinder first date regret. So they're in there, around 22. They met on Tinder. They went on one date. And he, whose side note I should mention has been pretty lonely for a couple years, asks her to, quote unquote, be his girlfriend or go steady, whatever you want to call it, on the first date, this first Tinder date.
Hope he didn't say go. I pray he said go steady. I pray.
He didn't write go steady.
He also gave her his Letterman jacket and his class ring.
That's what I'm envisioning.
Yeah.
That's what I'm envisioning. This guy seems pretty lonely. But anyways,
Lord have mercy.
She says yes, gets attached very quickly. It's only been a month, so I can imagine pretty quickly.
She does.
She gets attached very quickly.
Who wrote this? I'm sorry.
The male. The man.
And he said she got attached.
Yes. Yeah. He asked her to be his girlfriend on the first date off of Tinder. And then she reciprocates very quickly, right?
Okay.
And now he's saying, I think maybe that was too fast. He thought a relationship may help his loneliness issues, and it doesn't seem to be doing that. He said, I think I bit off more than I could chew. And also, the question specifically is not should he stay with her, but how or what should he tell her?
Can we make bets on what part of the I bit off more than I could chew part of this relationship he's going with? I imagine him being in the same house with her, and he's playing video games, and she's like, are you still playing video games?
What?
You didn't do any laundry? You didn't take out the trash?
I don't think they live together.
He's like,
It doesn't say that they live together,
No?
but that is possible. They've been together a month. They met on Tinder.
That's what I'm
there?
going with. Yeah.
Well,
That is that's a hard one.
go first.
I'm thinking about the whole like the first day regret when I heard you say it as a title, and I was like, what were my Tinder regrets for the first day? I was like, the next day you look on your card and you realize how much you paid. I'm like, oh, that's one of my Tinder regrets. Yeah, I don't think that anyone should do that. It's so hard to be like, because you never really, I mean, they're early 20s. You never really know if it's going to work or not. But asking someone to go steady with you on your first fucking day, on your first date, don't do that. I think that just should be common law. Like everyone should know that. They should teach that in school. Don't go out with someone on your first day and be like, hey, you're mine. We're going to be together. I don't know. That's rough. But what was the problem again?
He is not. He wants to end it. I get the feeling.
Oh, he wants to get out.
But what does he say? How does he tell her?
Delete his Tinder account.
You know he's going to be right back on Tinder because he's lonely.
Lonely.
Well, he can't do that. I don't think he could just ghost this girl. I mean, you shouldn't ghost anyone anyways. That's the thing. What he should do is realize his mistake, take the L, and realize, hey, this is something you should never do in the future. I think you should have a conversation with this woman and be like, hey, I think we moved a little bit too fast. You mind if we go on a couple more dates? Or can you pay for some of the dates?
Okay, that's like twice that you've made a reference about Tinder and money. So I feel like you have some deep issue that maybe it might be more.
Some of these things might be coming off personal stories that I do
hitting
not
close
want
to
talk about
home. Welp.
What do you think?
I mean, I can't with these kids anymore.
It's hard.
You go on a Tinder because you're lonely.
Right.
It's clear he's not catching anything but Pokemon. And he gets a date, and he's like, I'm going to snag this bitch up before she realizes that I haven't necessarily talked to anything but my fish tank in like 4 years. And then she's like down for it too because, twin flames.
I forgot about that.
And you don't play with the Ouija board and get mad. Go say hi. You did this. You did this.
That should be a shirt.
Put it on a shirt. You did this. You took her on the date. You
Play
downloaded that
Ouija
app
board.
and get mad when the ghost says hi.
That's
like
awesome.
She's here now. That's it. She's moved in her. She brought her cat.
Is that the title of the show? Is don't play with the Ouija board?
Yeah.
And get mad if the ghost says hi? Yeah.
What do you
think? Okay, what do you think the problem is why he wants to get rid of this girl in the first place?
I don't know.
Because he was lonely.
I can't even say some of the things that I want to say.
He was lonely and she's clingy, right? So obviously, what could go wrong?
So I don't know how lonely this guy truly was.
Sure.
If he is now mad because she's clingy, what? Be happy you're being spoken to. Be happy you are in any form of whatever type of relationship that this is.
Sure.
I'm thinking
set boundaries.
And depressed.
Well, but I mean, so then you're getting your wet. Well, I don't understand the problem here. You started this. The advice would be maybe, I don't know, setting healthy boundaries, communicating with the person.
Healthy boundaries. Yeah. I think that's the problem because I'm still along the lines of thinking that if this guy was lonely, he's probably a gamer. He's leaving that out. He's probably a gamer.
But what does that have to do with it?
Dope.
What does that have to do with it?
Because she was clingy. Remember?
So talk sexy to me through Discord.
No,
I don't know. What
she probably didn't enjoy the fact that he was playing too many video games.
This is such a speculation, which I love because we did this in the last episode, and I'm all for writing our own stories and trying to publish them into children's books. Yeah, but I mean,
what? I'm still asking you. What do you think could have been? Because she's clingy.
Well, okay, well, what?
And he was lonely, so obviously he wanted this to happen.
He wanted.
So what is the problem?
Agreed. I don't know.
I'm filling it
Unless she's some stage 5 clinger who's like licking his fucking toothbrush. I mean, you haven't really given me a lot of context to work off of. Like, is she psycho clingy, or is his form of clingy that she wants to hold his hand and this is the first woman he's ever touched, so he's scared? I mean, I don't know what level we're at here.
I'm guessing that, and see, this is why I brought up the video game thing, because I think that he would have mentioned it if he wasn't embarrassed by why it was an issue.
Or it's not a thing.
But why would he just want to get rid of her then? Like, his issues haven't been she's not attractive enough, right?
She's clingy.
Or clingy is the problem. So if clingy is the problem, what could go wrong there with him not wanting to be with someone that's clingy?
If we're gonna go completely sideways on this, maybe finally touching a woman has.
I was gonna say, what if this is sexuality? His first girlfriend?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe he got one look at that thing and was like, "There's teeth in there. I don't want to do that again." I don't fucking know. We're just making shit up right now. This dude downloaded fucking Tinder because he was quote unquote lonely. Fine, cool. Do what you gotta do. You finally found the girl. You asked her first on the first date. I mean, you're at TGI Friday and your fucking appetizer hasn't hit the table yet. You're like, hey, go steady with me. And by the time you get to entrees, you're like, oh, this bitch.
You don't know if they had a great night of fucking
There's only been one
cheese, line dancing, fucking what is the Ferris wheel? I think done all those things.
I think he didn't delete Tinder, and now these better-looking women are chatting him up, and he's like, "Oh, I made a mistake going with the first one."
Could be an interesting point. Maybe he's trying to play the field now. He's like, "Ooh, this one also is still talking to me on the Tinder app. Maybe I can get rid of this one and get the other girl. Maybe that's an interesting thing. Guys do shit. Everyone."
This wolf in sheep's clothing who literally asked this girl to be his girlfriend on the first date and now is all of a sudden having second thoughts.
You are demonizing this man to the point where the woman, you still yet to tell me what this woman could have done to be an issue.
I don't know. Maybe she's sucking too much. Define clingy. I don't know.
This is why I have to be here. I have to keep saying. I should just have a shirt that says, "This is why I have to be here," and I just keep holding it up. Every time you start talking, I'm
gonna get you. We'll get those little signs where you just hold up little bubble signs.
Hey, where are the red flags, by the way?
I forgot them.
There is. I don't know if this is super important, but it also says we already could have told this. Neither of them have that many friends outside of coworkers.
Yeah.
They both sound weird.
Gamer. He's a gamer. She didn't have friends.
So they're perfect for each other, and this guy's mad.
Well, because you can't game when someone else doesn't game. That's the problem.
So teach her too.
Yeah, but if he hadn't, if that's the issue.
If
she has no interest in it, they're not going anywhere. Because she's going to constantly just want his time because she's clingy. And he wants to do his own sometimes.
He also says that thing about, I thought being in a relationship would make me feel better.
He doesn't know what he wants. I think that he might.
And that was a weird line there because it made me feel that suicide, not suicide,
like he's depressed and he was trying to fill a void. Yeah.
And
he filled that void all right, and then now he's upset about it.
Oh, he filled it with a giant clingy person.
Whatever.
And decided, this is a little bit too much. Well, it's definitely on him. I think that he definitely needs to man up and have a conversation with her and break it off. He can't do some slick like ghost her or block her on all these avenues. That would be stupid because he started this. I
mean, I would be more impressed in this whole thing if somewhere along the line he was like, yeah, and she's so clingy, I'm scared to tell her. Then I could understand this better. Mm. If you think she's going to go Fatal Attraction and put a bunny in a pot and you don't want to talk to her about it.
Maybe that's why he's asking.
And then that I understand.
Okay.
But you pick this chick up off the internet. Historically, traditionally, doesn't always end up well. Sometimes it does. This might be one of those ones where it doesn't.
You could just show her this post.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like anonymously sending it. Maybe they'll get the hint. Just talk to people.
God.
Communication.
I feel like there's something more to this that I might have left out. So you said they're early 20s?
Children.
How did they say how long they've been together?
A month.
Oh, yikes.
So we don't even know if she's really clingy or if he just considers being in a relationship with someone else clingy. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really crowding his Dungeon and Dragon time, I guess.
It could be. It really could be.
Or whatever. Whatever it is.
His Dungeon and Dragon. He's
was making magic. Him pretty lonely, though.
All right, babe, I'm going to play some Magic with the boys now. Hell, you are. You get down here and watch some Hulu.
Let me show you some magic. I'll make you disappear. Yeah, so if my husband likes video games, he's playing video games, and I don't want to play video games, I'm just going to find something to do alongside of him. It doesn't have to be complicated. Right. But I think that if you don't communicate, and if you're not mentally healthy enough to be in the same room with somebody doing something different, I mean, there's times you have to set aside to okay, this is our time. This is what we're doing. There's other times where somebody needs to do their own hobbies. If you want to be in the same room with them, then do that or do something else.
Sure.
But I think this whole situation, the dude's way in over his head. So,
can you give me the first best answer?
I agree with this first best answer, by the way. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend what you did.
Shocker. Thanks for that.
I would say, general rule of thumb, wait at least a month or two of dating before becoming exclusive. What you can do is break it off or recommend taking it slower, whatever that means for you.
Okay.
Wait, that doesn't help him answer the girl, though. You're just giving advice on what he's going to do in the future, right?
He said you can break it off with her or recommend taking it slower with her.
He already wants to break it off with her.
Well, no, he thinks. So that was a speculation. Yeah.
What was the second one?
Buddy. Asked her to be your girlfriend on the first date. A girl you met on Tinder? Bad move. You need to tell her what you like. That you like her and you see something in her, developing with her, blah, 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 blah. Say you want something serious, and if you rush into it, it won't work. Say you want to take a step back. If, in fact, you do want something serious.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't think this guy knows what he wants. So it's going to be
Where's your first
hard to help him. It's going to be hard to seriously help this kid because I think he's got a lot of room to grow and a lot of things to figure out. So,
how about best tip we could give you is don't ask on the first date.
Take a minute. Probably take a minute for your next date to happen. Kind of process everything that's happened up to this point.
I can actually say something serious about this.
All right.
No, seriously. I could actually bring it back and not be a complete.
All right.
This dude clearly has an issue with impulse control. And that's something that you're going to need to get into check if you want to survive in life, because the last thing you also want to do is all of a sudden be banging a girl and be like, let's make a baby. Because that is going to be a long-term decision that it's not going to be as easy as just, hey, I think we should, Yeah. So if this person has some issues with thinking things through and taking things slow, you might want to get that into check before you're in any type of serious relationship. Because
you just brought up something.
Change
the whole thing.
Right?
What if she's super clingy to the point where she's poking holes in the condoms?
Okay. I don't know.
Speculation. Yet again.
Okay.
But I do.
Looks like a fucking pasta strainer.
Jesus. I do think there is something to be said for the fact that he was expecting someone to help him feel better. And we're in charge of our own feelings. So that's a learning opportunity.
Sure.
All right, Oprah, move on.
What do you got to close this out right at that time?
I don't even know what you want me to do with what I was just given.
Just be genuine and heart loving. A good person.
Okay.
A friend.
Okay, how about this?
Pretend like
if
he's
you're
your
feeling,
friend.
If you're
Pretend like this guy's your friend.
Oh, see, now when you do that. So if you're feeling lonely, you should never be trying to fill that void with anybody else. You need to try to figure out what exactly is going on in your life that's making you feel empty, and then go from there. It doesn't mean that there aren't going to be people that come into your life that like help you out of rough times, or, you know, sometimes people are a catalyst for change, people you meet. But to rush into something so, I guess it's not that serious. I mean, go steady with me. Trying to be nice. There's no reason to be so hasty at that age. Right. You've got all the time in the world to make big decisions. And if this was just one of those decisions that was a life lesson learned, well then good. Let's chalk it up to a life lesson learned and let's just not do that again. And delete Tinder for a minute. There's other ways to meet people.
Yes.
Start slow. Join a book club.
Yeah.
Because a lot of our friends got married through book club marriages. Very successful marriages.
I'm going on a limb that this individual has like some socialization issues, and so start off, you know, slow.
Start off slow. I think that's great advice. Tennessee.
All right.
And communicate.
Communicate.
I think communication, just like, you might as well just like endorse that at the bottom, like stamped underneath.
It's the highlight of every episode.
Yeah, because that seems to be a problem in this world.
Well, enjoyed the episode. Thank you, Tennessee.
Yeah, happy to sift through whatever that was.
I like how you say unpack it.
Unpack
whatever the was.
And remember, don't play with the Ouija board and be mad when the ghost says hi.
Shirts. All right, y'all. Have a good one.